Let me ask you this, Gil. Because this is the one thing that's big on TikTok. You heard him say that every player's desire is to be the best player while winning championships. Is that your desire when you play, to be the best player while winning championships? Is that what motivated you when you play?
Facts. Here's why.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so there's this undertone between us players, right? All rings aren't equal. It's who were you when you won them shits, right? So Jordan's rings, his 6 aren't the same as Pippen's 6. They don't have the same rings. One is gold member. One is your silver. You was option number 2. You wasn't the head of the household. Third option, you're bronze. And what ends up happening is when people talk about rings, your legacy between the players themselves, and we're talking about sitting at the tables. If you have silver rings, you're not sitting at the table with gold ring members. Unless you have a gold ring. You was the man when you won it. That's a thing.
What about Kobe's first 3?
Huh?
His first 3.
Blame the Jordan media for that. Because that's when it started.
No, but you just said the players. You can't blame the media for that.
No,
the players say those don't count.
What I'm
said
saying
the players,
is,
Gil.
what I'm saying is that's when it started.
But no, see, that's what I'm saying, though. But that's what I'm saying. That's not when it started. Because see, the reason they say being the best player while winning championships is to defeat Bill Russell's 11 championships. Because to them, Bill Russell doesn't have 11 championships as the best player in the world.
No one. I'm gonna just be honest. When Stern became the NBA and merged, no one gave a fuck about Bill Russell's rings. Right? So we
can discredit rings then, right? So why do we have to place Jordan's 6 rings in a watered down 90s era under David Stern?
When you go back to 92, because here, Jordan, okay, let's remove Jordan's 6 rings. Those 6 rings did not matter when Jordan was considered the best nigga that ever walked this planet. He didn't have 6 rings in. In 92, in 89, they were already saying, they was out loud saying this is the best player that ever played. Right? When he won his first rings, it was understood he was the second best. Only Magic Johnson was in front of him by the media standards. There was no Kareem. They didn't like Kareem as a person. So he wasn't even in the category. In 92, after the Olympics, and they won gold, Jordan is damn near the most famous motherfucker that's walking. Going to his 3rd championship on TV, Magic Johnson gave him the title.
Gil, there isn't a difference between being the best player.
Denver, hold on. Let me.
They're not saying Jordan's the GOAT like you're describing.
No.
They're saying Jordan's the GOAT because he has the most championships.
No. Jordan was the greatest of all time as the GOAT. He is the GOAT ever. Was in 92 by the consensus of his peers.
I get that, but people like Plato wasn't around in 92.
He's talking about the guy that was just up here.
The guys on TikTok. People who are on TikTok will tell you Jordan's the GOAT because he has the most championships and the best player in the world.
But let me give you the reason. So what happens is when he retired, there was no question who the best player that ever played. It was Michael Jordan. 90, them 2 years he wasn't playing, he was the best player that ever lived. There was no questions about it. He was the GOAT. That means Kareem already played his career. Magic was already, so whatever rings they had was irrelevant to the conversation, meaning ring culture didn't even exist when Michael Jordan played. When Michael Jordan won his last ring in 98, and they said, this is the greatest. What they did then was say, hey, we have the standard for greatest of all time, right? You need 6 rings, 10 titles So they used all of his resume to then say, this is the standard of the GOAT. So ring culture officially started 98. What happened in 99, 2000, 2001 was, or 2000, 2001, 2002 was, this is what happened. This is when silver rings became a thing.
Yeah, but then
by the name of Kobe Bryant.
But so the when the players decide that being the best player winning more championships points to that. But that's what he believes, that's something that exists in the NBA.
I don't know. It was just a thing when I played, but it might have been because of the Kobe Bryant thing. When Kobe was with Shaq and he won 3 rings, Shaq said, "You are Batman," because it was the rumbles of of the Robin title, which was never used before. And he won 3 in a row. So he's the next guard, shooting guard, who's compared to Michael Jordan since he came in. That actually is 3 in a row, going for the 4th. So the Jordan media started using SideKick rings because who was playing at that time? Michael motherfucking Jordan, and Michael Jordan was not listening to no comparison why he was playing in real time. So all that shit was shut the fuck down about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant talk. So they named them bitches SideKick rings. You wasn't the main person while winning. Everybody's like, when the fuck did that happen? When the fuck did that? Now they're side nigga rings? Yeah. Didn't even know that was a thing. I thought rings was rings.
But that's what I'm saying. So that means people didn't think about being the best player to win championship. They started about winning championship.
Yeah. So up until 2002, those guys, it was all about just winning a championship.
Okay. All right, that's all I wanted to make.
Hold on, let me go to. I want to get to a couple people.
It was never. It was never like when I got into the league. There was really never no. If you was the second best player, your ring was frowned upon. That wasn't a thing. That happened like my sophomore or my second year, my third year, when it was about Kobe, when it was basically saying it was Shaq's rings, not his. When they were sitting there, and then that's what actually started the friction between them two.
And you believe that's them Kobe, from the Jordan media?
Yeah, and that's when Kobe was like, "Oh, I didn't know. Oh, now y'all add new rules. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Let me show you I'm a number 1 option. I didn't know there was rules now." And that's where I came in at, because I came in the league when those got put in to now hear the rules versus LeBron and say, wait a minute, you changed this. You use these rules versus Kobe. Now you're changing it to go at LeBron. Now, if you use the same ones you use against LeBron, Kobe, you got to change Kobe's now. You got to go backwards.
Now, rings is rings to me, Gil. If you want a championship ring from the bench, at the end of the bench to the top man, you got a championship ring. What separates you is what you actually produce on the court, full stats.
Facts. And that's why, and that's kind of how our thinking was too. Like if you were a bench player and you want a ring, yeah, you got a ring. But when it came to player versus player, you being Allen Iverson, right? Let's say Allen Iverson, he has no rings. Everybody's ring don't trump Allen Iverson's career. That, like if Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant is sitting at a table and Allen Iverson walks up, he will get a seat before a Derek Fisher or a Robert Horry or even a Draymond Green. Because before the ring, who are you as a player first? What do you stand on? Were you that nigga? That is a thing first.
That
right?
is fact.
If Cade never wins a championship, Cade stands on himself. Luka stands on himself first. The championship is the cherry on top. It's not the cake. The cake is your body of work.
And a lot of people make the cake the championships. And they try.
The cake is not the championships.
Yeah.